We've decided to answer questions that have been posed to us over the past 2.5 years as we've been doing the full-time RV travel life. There is full-time RV living, which usually means you're stationary and you live in an RV. We are probably 90% of the year traveling in our RV. The past 3 summers, we have stayed at Fort Wilderness Bible Camp for close to 3 months. That's the closest really that we come to stationary. Occasionally, we are residing in Waukesha for 2 months at a time to visit our kids and our grandkids who happen to live in Waukesha. We also work on the landscaping at our church, so that gives us opportunity to do that. And we now, as of March 2022, own a living space in our daughter Carrie's house. So that living space needs lots of work in it, and we do that when we're in Waukesha. But we'd really like to go back to the beginning in August of 2020 and just tell you a little bit about how we got where we are and a little bit about the ins and outs of our RV living. So I have a bunch of people ask, so what is boondocking? And is there a difference between boondocking and dispersed camping? And I'll talk about how we find those things.
Wisconsin, where we've grown up, and probably most of you are from, camping is going to a campground, state park.
Which are beautiful. We're not knocking
places.
State parks.
That's what we grew up with doing, was that, at least as a family. Pulled our pop-up camper and had a riot out there doing it. We kept seeing, of course, internet showed you more and more of possibilities of what you could do. Once you get past the west of the Mississippi River, the states out in the western part of the country have a lot more open ground, and most of it's not populated.
And they refer to it as Bureau of Land Management,
or BLM,
and National Forest.
National Forest, there's federal forest.
That's National Forest.
Okay, national.
Is federal.
But they have, and it's supposed to be for the people.
Yeah.
So a lot of these states have developed free camping, and some of them are designated as boondocking, dispersed camping, a couple different names for them.
Dry camping. Wild camping.
Big thing.
If you can see the beautiful scenery around us here, we are south of Oatman, Arizona, several miles, and we are boondocking.
One of our big things, you're supposed to be self-contained. There are no hookups, no fresh water, no electricity. You can't plug in and run the microwave. But again, it's a beautiful location, and this is what really drew me, is like, I want to go see different parts of the country.
The other thing that we discovered, many of you know I have severe fragrance sensitivities. One of those fragrances or problems is wood smoke from campfires. Well, if you're in a state park or you're in a private campground, you all know there's a lot of smoke hanging out in those campgrounds. And if I'm around a smoky fire, I can't go to bed without showering, or I am physically ill. I can sit around a campfire if there's no wind or I'm away from the area that the smoke is blowing. When you're out in a boondocking area, you're so far from the next campsite that if they have a fire over there, it is no problem for us at all. And even up at Fort Wilderness where we stay, we're on kind of an outside road, and there's only been twice in the 2 full summers we've been up there that I've had a wood smoke problem. So for us, besides the fact that we love what we see when we're out boondocking, I'm safe. I don't have a problem with someone 10 feet away from us having a big fire. So you had mentioned there's no electricity, there's no water.
Yeah, no sewage. You don't have a place to dump gray water or black water. Those are the biggies that you have in a park. So you have to be self-contained.
You need to have the capabilities of some kind of power. For us, that meant solar. What someone else might spend staying in an RV park, for instance, they might pay anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a month to stay in an RV park in Florida, in Arizona, in Texas, wherever they might be traveling, especially in the winter months. They're spending a lot of money on those RV parks. They have electric, they have water, fresh water, and they have sewer hookups. We're not spending that money because this is our choice. This is what we love. So that money instead got rolled over into our solar improvements for our RV.